Loud. Good morning, everyone. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I know it's every Wednesday here at Meeting Cups. We're gonna get started. First and foremost, I want to say thank you so much for Master Ed for our coffee today. We really appreciate you supporting our cause, and then also he's gonna be a speaker, so double whammy today. Um, Thank you. So then today we have two amazing speakers, people who have been either in the community or within the eBridge community as well, and I'm very happy to introduce them in a little bit. But I do see some unfamiliar faces that haven't been here before. So 1 Million Cups, I'll explain a little bit what it is, but I'll introduce myself first. So my name is Daniel Garza. I am a program specialist with UTRGV ECC, and we are one of the entities that work within this building. Our partners are BCAC are upstairs. They're over here around. I'll show you to you guys and introduce them to you guys if you don't know them. But in collaboration, we make a lot of things happen in this building, and one of them is 1 Million Cups. So 1 Million Cups is a national recognized program, so it happens all throughout the country every single Wednesday at 9 a.m. So they call it business church, entrepreneurs church, so people come in, they connect, they have a chance, and this is a place for us to spotlight some community members that are doing entrepreneurs. So every Wednesday we bring two people to tell us their story, to tell us their struggles, to see what they're doing, or maybe to tell us our successes. So their story might connect with you guys in more than one way, and at the end you have a chance to come back and say, hey, how can we as a community help you as an entrepreneur? So it's kind of like our gift to the community and say, let's get some of these people voice and some platform for them to get recognized and known. So I just want to give a quick announcement. So one of the things we do at UTRGV is a class called the Kaufman. So Kaufman is business principle. We do it here at Brownsville as well. It's called Blueprint. You probably heard about it before. But we're doing one in Harlingen. So if you are from Harlingen or know someone from Harlingen, we're gonna have one coming up soon. I'm gonna leave this so you can scan the QR code later on after the presentation. I just wanted to give you a heads up of that. So again, what is 1 Million Cups? It's a national recognized program. It's a very simple concept. It's two people coming in every Wednesday, tell us about what's going on in their life, how can we help you, and then we, as a community, help them out. Like I said, we are part of the Southwest community. We're actually one of the newest ones, and if I say so myself, it's probably one of the best ones as well. We so far have done 3,765 cup of coffee, which for me is 3,765 connections we've done over the last couple of years. I'm very proud to say that this has begun some relationships, some connections, and then start some businesses from this little space and with a cup of coffee. This is just my time to say, please silence your phone. Please be mindful of the noise. There's people who are going to be presenting and they're donating their time. So again, thank you so much for your patience. I'm going to bring my first presenter. His name is Martin Cavazos. He has a bar down here downtown. And please give it up to Martin.
Which one?
That way.
Gotcha. So, good morning, everybody. Jesus. My name is Martin Cavazos. I am the founder of Whiskero. We are a whiskey-forward cocktail bar located here in downtown Brownsville. This is my second iteration of what I think a whiskey bar in Brownsville should be like. I am a Marine Corps veteran and a certified whiskey sommelier. So this is something that I've been wanting to bring down to the Valley, especially in Brownsville, especially in downtown Brownsville. This has been in the works for about 5 years, I want to say now, with my first iteration being 1929 Whiskey Tavern. This is, I hate to say it, but it's 2.0, so a better version of that first one. During 1929, it was a lot of hiccups. The city of Brownsville was just starting promoting and incentivizing people. So process-wise, permitting, everything was a pain in the butt. They've gotten a lot better since then. Obviously, partnerships with BCIC, eBridge has changed the game completely now. So I learned the do's and don'ts. Obviously, that was my first business. I did a lot of things not the right so much way, but definitely learned. And like I said, this Whiskero is the upgraded version of that. a lot of grit. Whiskero is now, our main mission is to connect and foster relationships and build community. I saw that through the first bar, that people were coming in not just for cocktails and drinks, but to connect with each other. We became a big hub for people, and I just wanted to build on that. So our mission at Whiskero, like I mentioned before, is we're not just crafting cocktails, we are crafting connections, creating a sense of belonging for our community. Either it's, whiskey is the vessel that gets us there. A lot of people become a little bit more comfortable when they have a little bit of alcohol, and that's okay. We kind of encourage it a little bit, you know, get your true self out. So like I mentioned before, Whiskero is a whiskey cocktail forward bar. We specialize in combining our heritage, my heritage, into cocktails that are familiar with our culture. So for example, we have 2 cocktails on our menu. We focus on, it's horchata based, kind of, you know, pay homage to our culture. And another one which is called the Piña en Chile. It's combination of whiskey and Mexican flavors, Latin flavors, Brownsville flavors. We are focused on quality and innovation, like I said. Whiskey is my thing, but also to integrate it into our culture and merge it into one. Our signature cocktails, obviously, if you're a whiskey drinker, Old Fashions are the staple of a whiskey cocktail menu. Brown Derby, Kentucky Mule, Espresso Martinis, like I said, we do our own twist on it. Traditionally, it's with vodka, which I think adds no additional flavor to the cocktail because it's a neutral grain spirit, versus where we do it, it's whiskey. It adds a little bit of spice, honey, a little bit of a woodiness. It adds way more than vodka could ever do. One of our pillars is educating. Since I am a whiskey sommelier, I want people a little bit more engaged in the whiskey community. That is one of the big reasons why whiskey became my thing. Compared to other spirits, it has the most history, I think, just like downtown Brownsville. You can connect with pretty much anybody because there's such a wide variety of whiskeys. I truly believe there's something out there for everybody. So educating is a big pillar of what Whiskero does. In the past, we've partnered up with distilleries. We've brought them down. We've had whiskey tastings. We've had educational courses. So all that showcasing whiskey, and more importantly, partnering up with Texas distilleries. I love working with small businesses. Partnering and having that connection with them grows our community, grows their community. It elevates everybody. So that's showcasing what Whiskero can do. Like I said, educating is part of the process. We want to get you into this. So it's inspiring innovation, like our last bullet point. So it's just trial and error, and I welcome you guys to go, and we'll find something that you like for sure. So the lounge, the vision behind Whiskero, expanding a little bit about that, is to create a welcoming space. Even though, so I'm pretty sure you guys have heard about other types of sommeliers out there, wine being the most pretentious of all of them, right? So we want to, like I said, I want to be a welcoming space for everybody, either if you're a new person to whiskey or if you're already in the later stages of your whiskey adventure. Social connection is a big thing for me. I want now more than ever with mental health issues, with people not being able to connect, with the whole generation that grew up during COVID. They don't know how to, not necessarily they don't know, but maybe they just don't feel comfortable in social places like these. So one of the biggest things is we want to make it accessible and friendly to everybody. Like I said, crafting connections and memorable experience that you can take back and tell your buddies, hey, you know what? I didn't know about this, but did you know about this? And then it's just kind of building upon that. So, in conclusion, Whiskero, what are we? We're more than a craft cocktail whiskey bar. We are focused on educating. We are focused on building our community. One of the main reasons why I decided to stay in downtown Brownsville was because our community is amazing. There is no other community, I think, like the one that we have in downtown Brownsville. What do you expect when you get there? Expect exceptional service. For the most part, I'm always there, so you can always wave me down if you have any questions or concerns. I always like to tell people I can't fix things that I don't know are broken. So when you go, please let me know, hey, you know what, Martin? This happened. That's the way that I get to grow and make our place even better. Innovating drinks, like I mentioned, we're creating cocktails that are familiar with our history, with our culture, kind of being, let it be a gateway to your journey. So yeah, if you have any questions, my name is Martin. Thank you so much, guys. Go ahead.
It's not gonna sound good.
Oh, okay. Now I want to hear about 1.0. I want to hear a little bit of that journey, that path.
Man.
Yeah.
We don't have enough time. Yeah, it's like I said, it was my first introduction to business. So, I mean, you name it, from the start to hiring to, you know, P&Ls, all the stuff that goes in the background. It was very new, a little bit overwhelming, but it gets, I mean, you know, you just have to put your head down and work through it. Like I said, dealing with the city, unfortunately, it wasn't as easy as it is now. That was a big headache. Dealing with just all kinds of entities, you know, trying to get their piece of the pie. So that was I think the biggest heartache from 1.0 to 2.0.
Do you have like a team now that you're leaning
I
on?
don't have a team, not yet.
Awesome. Okay. Do you have more questions? Yeah, let me go that way. It's not gonna sound, but it's for the life.
Great presentation, by the way. Awesome work.
Thank you.
How do you do you get your bartenders within house? Do you train them, or how do you scale it up so everyone can be on the same page?
Okay, that's an awesome question. So generally, for the most part, I try to hire new people just because they don't have bad habits. In my experience, hiring experienced bartenders, they think they already know it all. So it's it's challenging. Let me put it that way. It's very challenging telling a career bartender, hey man, like I need you to do this, or hey, can we please do this like this? Because in their head, they've already done it a million times and they know better than you do. As far as training, it's a lot of training that goes involved. Just because whenever we have a new customer come in, I want them to have that great experience. So that entails, you know, knowing what you're talking about, knowing what you're selling, and first and foremost, you have to experience the whiskey experience. I don't know if that makes sense. All of my staff, I tried to at least have them try 3 different whiskeys, so they get to build their palate, and like I said, they become. You want somebody that knows what they're selling to sell you on it. You know what I mean? So that's the reasoning behind it.
So you keep it culture-based on your product?
Yes, very, very culture based on our mission and where I want them to go. So I always tell, whenever I hire staff, it's like, this is not the end, this is just the beginning. If you decide, there's a lot of doors that can be opened with the knowledge and the training that I'm teaching you. So that can be either working for a distributor, maybe even potentially going, like I said, we bring distilleries down, so they get exposed to all that. So potentially they could be working for a distillery or something like that. So like I said, this is just the beginning, this is the start, this is definitely not the end.
Last question. What are your margins?
Margins as far as what?
Cash flow, opening of the year?
So it depends. For example, like our sales are usually between 30 and 35% of our cost. So depending on what we want to do, if we want to focus on volume or we want to focus on quality, it just depends, right?
Do you have any more questions? Yes.
Can you talk to us about your rental agreement, where it all kind of starts off? Because we really don't know how long it's going to take for us to get the certificate of occupancy. So can you talk to us about that journey? Because judging from my own experience, what I've come to realize and what I include now is that one, that you get a tenant improvement clause where you improve the place and you get a percentage of that back.
Right.
Two is where what I put is my rent doesn't start until I get my certificate of occupancy. And if I don't get my certificate of occupancy, then the rental agreement is void. So did you do something similar to that with your experience? Because I know it doesn't matter what type of business you're into.
Yes.
We all go through the same thing in the beginning stages.
Yes.
And I think the rental agreement is something super important for any business that's starting off.
100%. So like I said, 1929 Whiskey Tavern was the 1.0, right? Unfortunately, I was so eager to be part of the downtown community, as I've seen countless people. You really have to pay attention to all the little details like you just mentioned. Your landlord has to be somebody that you are very comfortable coming to day in and day out. Because like I said, permitting can take up to, God forbid, 6 months. And that's not even like the end part of it. You still have to go and, get the health department, fire marshals. So that's not even like the end. So yes, all these little things need to be, you need to have like that connection with your landlord, because if not, then more than 100% chances is that the tenant is gonna get the short end of the stick there.
For you to get the CO, the certificate of occupancy.
So for Whiskero, it took me about, I want to say 7 months. 7 months.
Were you paying rent during those 7 months?
No. So I have a really good relationship with my landlord. We've been communicating back and forth since the very start. If you take anything away from this, is that if you want to open up a business in downtown, have that open communication with your landlord, because it's either going to make you or break you. I know that there's a big focus in downtown Brownsville right now. So there's a lot of people looking for businesses, looking for places. Unfortunately, most of these places are not up to code. You will need to invest in it. How is your landlord going to help you achieve that? If it's going to be a co-op, or is it just going to be you in the middle of the ocean?
Last follow-up. Can you tell us any of BCIC funding or help that you received along the way?
Right. So I applied for. Yeah. So I applied for the big grant. So I did qualify for it, and I did get it. However, it took me 3 tries. I got denied twice. After the third one, I finally got it. So it's a challenging process. It's a pain in the ass. Forgive my French, but it is. You have to know what you want, and you have to go after it. It's not gonna come to you, but it's worth it. You know, at the end of the day, it's worth it. I go ahead and do it. So.
Actually that's a follow-up question to that question. So you applying for these grants or subsidies,
Right.
if you wouldn't have qualified for that, would you still open downtown or would you look elsewhere? Is receiving that help, did that help you make a decision to open up downtown?
Okay, so there's two answers to that question. One is yes, because like I mentioned before, the community in downtown for most, I want to say most business owners, not all of them, are awesome to work with. They want to work with you, they want to build the community, which is a big focus point for downtown, for the most part. There are some owners that just want to be left alone, awesome. But the community is here. We all want to see each other succeed. So, yes, I would have stayed downtown. Would it be at the capacity that I'm at right now? Definitely not. It would have been something smaller. It would have been maybe not as ambitious as it is right now.
And I have the last question before we move to the next speaker. First of all, thank you so much for your time and for coming here. And second, now that you got your presentation, you told us your story, how can we, as a community, help you out? What can we do to make your business grow?
So, three things. Obviously, share our story. The more that we get out there, the more people become aware that we exist. Second is come visit us. Come try us out. You know, I know whiskey is a very niche. It's very niche, but give me an opportunity to turn you into the dark side. And third is let's collaborate. Let's, like I said, let's build each other up. Let's build connections. Let's build bridges. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Again, thank you so much, Martin, for your presentation. If I was already a fan of the 1.0, I am very looking forward to 2.0. Our next presenter, he's been around for a while. I've seen it a couple times at 1 Million Cups, and he's a true supporter of the cause. He's very passionate about what we do here. So without further ado, Master Ed, do you want to come and take the stage?
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Master Ed Ariaga from Ed's Taekwondo. We basically started martial arts when I was about maybe 10 years old or so. But before that, I just want to give you some numbers so you get an idea of how business really works. About 50% of new businesses fail within the very first 5 years. Around 65% to 70% fail within the 10 years. Survival odds, that means about 30 to 35% of businesses are still operating after 10 years. So the numbers are humongous and their odds are against us. But of course, we're entrepreneurs. That's why we're all here. So I want to first start saying my journey, how we started the business, of course, and how I learned to pivot. Because we as entrepreneurs, we need to learn how to pivot when it comes. So first of all, again, we started when I was a young kid, loved the martial arts, grew so much passion into it, excelled into the martial arts. Around 1996, we were very blessed. I had just recently come in from Dallas. We were driving in from Dallas. I was working at H-E-B Groceries. And we were driving in, my younger brother, Eric, we had worked. He had just recently won, I think, second place. So not that he did bad. I've always been in the business, or not the business, in the martial arts field since I was young. So on our way back home, one colleague says, hey, you're back into martial arts because you're really good. How come you're not where you're at? No, I let it go. Why'd you let it go? Maybe disappointment of not reaching the higher goals. And everybody goes through it. So on our way back, we were driving back to Dallas, and I said to my mom and dad, I'm going to open up a martial arts school. So we took us 10 hours to get to Brownsville, of course, where we're driving the little small van, gold van, where I still remember we were driving it. You know, speed limit was 65 or so, whatever it was. So we finally get to Brownsville, and all of a sudden, we're from the humble beginnings, remember. I'm from Brownsville, made in Brownsville, Texas, Morningside area. So as soon as I get to Bill and Mitchell, there's a corner area there, and it's right here in the side. It didn't look like that. It was a small, rinky-dinky place. So in my mind, from traveling from Dallas, I said, you know what? I want to go open it. The following day, I went to go find out who the landlord was. I didn't know who it was until finally I found him. It took me about maybe 3 hours, but you know what? I found him. I went up to him and I go, hey, sir, I see you have a place for rent. I got $500. All I need is one shot. The guy says, I'm going to rent it out to you. So his name was Pale. I don't know whether you guys remember the Pale grocery stores on 14, on that area. So that was Pale's area there. So of course we fixed it. And back in the 80s or so, it was karate because it was all about the Karate Kid. So I had to follow the trend. Hey, karate. So of course we started working with it. If you notice, it says on the bottom, Ed's Taekwondo Center. But of course, we already had that number 544-4003. We had it going slowly. If you notice, also, our building was falling apart. All I had was $500. Luckily for me, of course, I was working at HEB, had a little money coming in. We call it cash flow for some of us. So I was real happy because I had a little bit of cash flow. So I went to PUB and put my light on. Of course, there was no such thing as permitting at the moment yet. Thank God. If not, I wouldn't be here. So we got it going. I paid my first month rent, and we continue growing. Very blessed. As time goes on, we excel. We were passionate about our product. We had something really positive about it. We were helping the community, getting the kids off the street. We were just making an impact. We opened up another event, another location. So we had this going, and we had another location going on Paderas Line Road. Worked great. Fortunately, the landlords, they see you're progressing, and don't take me wrong, we're in the business, right? We're gonna have to increase it. So they increased the rent, whatever it was, but they never took time to take care of the building. The building was falling apart. There was the AC would have inconveniences. It was just difficult, challenging times. So all of a sudden, I started thinking to myself, you know what? This is not working out. Having two locations going, it's really cool. I know John, my brother, was heading to another school. We were doing great. But sometimes I didn't know all the names of the students. So something was lacking. I said, forget this. I'm gonna find myself a property. So I found a property over there by Old Port Isabel Road, by Cascade Park. I don't know if you guys have been there, or Winter Haven area. We're talking 20-some years ago. I was young. Young, energy, not enough cash flow, but I knew what I wanted. So I found a property, something that I could afford, because sometimes we jump to high levels and we can't afford it. But I kept to my means because, of course, we're humble beginnings. So I found a property. If you notice, there's a whole bunch of grass. Maybe you see some chickens there. That's all I could afford. We were very blessed that we went to the city, the Brownsville city. We were able to open up our building. We made it exactly the way they wanted it. But there was some troubleshoots along the way. Look at my parking lot. Parking lot was from here to here. So there was very, very little parking area. I was in the middle of nowhere. There was no location whatsoever. So I had to do whatever I had to do in order for my business to survive. I knew I had the jewel, the diamond. I just needed to get people in. So of course, I had a vision. And what separates us from others could be this. I had the confidence, which martial arts gave me the confidence. I had the courage because, of course, as an entrepreneur, we gotta have bravery, you gotta be courage. Most importantly, we had the laser eye focus that all entrepreneurs have. And all this quality stuff, I picked it up in the martial arts. I had the discipline, just like any entrepreneur has. We all have good days, we all have bad days. We know how the struggle is every day. But we had the resilience, the perseverance, the never giving up attitude. And I think that part right there made my martial arts business excel. It just excelled. We're very blessed. We got to this level. And then I said, boom. Next one. In 2005, we were traveling to a world championship. Had great athletes. Athletes that probably went to the Olympic tryouts, big main athletes. Fortunately, we were at the championships. I said to myself, okay, I'm gonna go get some paperwork so I can make sure I have it ready to pass out to my other colleagues at the championship. What was I doing at Office Depot? It was pouring, nothing. What was I had no business. The following day, I needed to travel to a world championship. So I fell down and I broke my leg. Broke my foot. I didn't go to the doctor. Hey, we gotta deal with it. We're following now, we're flying out. So we traveled. I know I was on a wheelchair coaching the students all through the event. Along the way, I said to myself, God dang, what happens if something else happens to me? So I had to realize I needed to pivot. So I pivot. On my way back, I started thinking, how am I going to create income if something happens to me and I can't teach Taekwondo? So what did I do? Started to build some offices next to my location. I had to pivot, boom, like if we were fighting. I'm gonna go this way now. So of course, I started building some offices, very blessed, humble beginnings. I was able to rent out those offices. Those offices generated me what? Cash flow. So now I had, of course, a little bit of cash flow coming in from the business. I had my job going, and I had a little cash flow with the little offices that I had. What did it do? It created me having income so that I can maintain my business at float. Job, Taekwondo, offices. From there on, 2012 to 2025, I added some apartments. I had a whole acre. Why not as well do something? So I built some apartments. We built not very fast. Took us a while. So we built 2, regroup again, build another 2, regroup again, build a little bit more, and then we had apartments. Can you go to the next one, sir? So now, of course, key points along the way that helped me get to this journey. Number one thing, everyone as an entrepreneur, we gotta have a team. I'm one person, I can't do it on my own. Impossible for me to do it on my own. Luckily for me, I have my family, my younger brother. Super important, you have to always remain focused, regardless of the situation it is. Because everybody knows in business, we got good days and we also have those bad days. We had the passion, which right now I'm here and I still have that energy flying. Mentors, get together with mentors, whoever it is, you will pick up anything. Anything is a great idea. It's $1 million idea that you just don't know you have it in front of you. I use social media to promote. I don't know whether you guys have seen me or follow me. I try. I'm a dinosaur. But you know what? I'm going to figure it out. Systems in play. This is something really important. The way I was collecting from my tuition from John Doe, I would write it down in a notebook. And I brought this notebook just to, do you guys understand that this was my system? There's other ways of doing things better. Of course, along the way, we didn't have funds. But along the way, you learn and you adapt. Try to see if you can find yourself a network mentorship, like, for example, this area here. This place is just special. Every time I come here, I'm energized. I'm living. I belong here. And of course, ABP, always be promoting. I don't care what it is. If it's raining, you better be promoting. If you're sitting down, you better have some business cards, what it is. Oh, I forgot my business card. I'm still old school. I'm always going to be the aggressor. Your money from all those funds that you have, that you're creating, it's called cash flow. Without cash flow, you can't survive. Reinvest your money. Live to your means. But of course, enjoy life as you can. So put the money aside for your assets, for your future investments, and always be thinking of tomorrow. And I know people say, you're not going to take anything. Yeah, but right now I'm living. Right now, I'm living right now. And of course, stay focused. Never give up. Obstacles are part of every successful business. It doesn't happen overnight. Some people here and all over the place in any business, they think you're going to make millions. It's going to happen overnight. It's a marathon. It takes a while. You literally need to be insane. And those of us that are entrepreneurs know exactly what I'm talking about. You have to be crazy. Nobody understands what you're doing. Everybody sees you like you are just different. Why are you pissed off? I'm pissed off with myself because I'm not there. And of course, you got to be willing to sacrifice. Sacrifice is the key part. And everybody can do it. Most important part, learn how to pivot. Because sometimes your business can be great. And sometimes things can happen and you have to learn how to pivot the opposite way. Next one, sir. And this is how it looks now. This is, of course, we started right here. A little small area. Look at my parking lot. Now I got parking. Small area. This right now, of course, now I have a martial arts school here, and I have a fitness center here. So at the same time the kids come here, adults go to the next area. So it's like a two double whammy. We have kids on one side and adults on the other side. So we charge here and we charge here. Every hour, there's a class going. This is EA Fitness. I don't know whether you guys have heard of it. And of course, over here to the side, this is where my other area is at. The area of course, apartments. Don't take me wrong, guys. Humble beginnings. Trust me. It's a long journey. So we have 2 apartments, another 2 apartments, and over here in the far end, there was a space there. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to figure it out. So I couldn't put a duplex, but I was able to put a 2-bedroom. And now if you notice up front, this is my latest project that I just finished about a month and a half ago. I had a snack stand right up front. Snack stand gave me so much difficulty with the city. The city was so difficult because, of course, the permitting department. And of course, whoever comes in, I would charge him rent and he wouldn't be able to get his business going until maybe 6 months after. So I said, you know what, forget this. I'm gonna break it down, use a snack stand, and make it into one efficiency. Luckily for me, it's already rented out. So if you notice, it doesn't happen overnight, but we have to learn how to move when it flows. Next one, sir. And you can reach me, guys, at 3271 Old Port Isabel Road. Don't forget my passion. I'm telling you, my passion is still this. Unfortunately, I had to learn how to pivot. And you know what made it? The broken leg. You guys can look me up here if you guys can. And I'm here for any question. If you ever think of martial arts, Ed's Taekwondo is your solution. Questions, guys?
You alluded to a little bit in your presentation about location.
Location.
What's the lesson learned there?
Lesson learned, location, location, location. Don't do what I did. Yes, we have clients. Yes, I have a good rent. But location, location, location. Of course, I was able to build other stuff. But of course, trust, location, location, location. I don't know if that makes sense.
Did it kind of work out? I mean, it worked out at the end, right? So
Everything worked out.
it allowed you the opportunity to do all those other things on the property.
But how do you compare where I'm at compared to maybe a Boca Chica, or compared to a Paredes line, or to a Central Boulevard? I'm over here. When all my competitors do their thing, if they mess up with their student, whatever it is, they come to me. Inconvenience and location. I'm affordable, but I'm a little bit more expensive than others.
So in a way, I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, it forced you to diversify, but that diversity in your business model is helping you in the long run either way, right?
Of course, don't take me wrong. Everything happens for a reason. Only up there knows. Okay. Questions, guys?
Any more questions, guys?
Yes, sir. How many doors I have? We have quite a bit of doors. We're very blessed. Again, humble beginnings. Okay, we're doing good, but of course we're always going to do more, right? We're entrepreneurs. Yes, sir.
Do you? How much money do you put in marketing since you're outside right now?
Man, this guy's tough, right? God. He wants to know numbers. As a matter of fact, I'm a dinosaur again, but we were very fortunate that eBridge gave us a little COVID grant. And I wouldn't know of any of that situation unless I came to the Kaufman class. I encourage everyone to come in. I learned so much information there that, oh my God, I was just blown away. Now, of course, I had to, of course, put money into marketing, and I'm putting more money into marketing on a monthly basis. And I've noticed marketing is what makes your leads, and from there you generate more.
Do you have any more questions, community? Then, again, thank you so much for presenting today, and it's personally a very inspiring story, so thank you so much. So now, how can we help you grow your business?
How can we help each other? I am open for anything. I don't mind having a class for everyone here. We'll figure it out one way or another. We can do it here, you can do it at my place. I don't mind. I just want to be part of the community. I want to give back what I know, which I can learn more. And by being with all of you guys here, the eBridge, this place is amazing. You know, could you imagine how us older entrepreneurs would have had a place like this back in the day? God, where would we be? So take advantage of all those opportunities. Because if the opportunity knocks, take it. Oh, before I forget, I know eBridge has been really great for me, and
Small break.
Before I forget, I am awarding a little small trophy for eBridge. A little small trophy for eBridge, just of their understanding of what this place really means to me. It's a small trophy that it really means a lot for me to be here, because it's really opened my mind. Thank you, eBridge.
I'll take it on behalf of everyone from BCAC. I'm like, thank you. No, yeah, I'll take it on behalf of it. I know that there's a whole team working for UTRGV, for BCAC. This is a collaborative space. This is a collaborative effort. And just to see how, and I promise I did not make it intentional, but to see how some of the things that we do in this space, some of the connections we built in this space, some of the grants that we do in this space have helped some of the community is very inspiring. And the fact that it happened just randomly, because like I said, I promise I did not handpick people, but it is rewarding to, like I said, on behalf of my team, and I can tell from BCAC team, it's just rewarding to see how some of our efforts have some impact in the community. So, I mean, this is for you guys. Thank you so much. Again, I'm sorry, I'm still flustered about this. So we had a great time. We had great presentations. We had great stories. And it's just a testament that this is what we have in the Valley. This is some of the talent. This is some of the people. This is some of the drive that we have here. And this is what we do 1 Million Cups. 1 Million Cups is all about highlighting them, giving them platform, giving them space to just tell us a story, tell us what is going, and then just to connect back to them again. So again, thank you so much for joining us like every Wednesday. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Again, you mentioned it briefly, the Kaufman, this is what he's talking about. We're gonna do one in Harlingen. We are working more dates with the Brownsville, with the VCIC team. There are more coming every year. We're passionate about this project. In Brownsville, it's called Blueprint, so you will see it marketed a little bit differently. But it will happen. We won't stop educating people. We won't stop giving you those principles and that base for people to know more about their business. And I will leave you guys just with a little prompt for the day. What changes do you see happening in the RGB business scene? Again, I do not think this was going to be related to this, but actually kind of close the whole thing. So again, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, guys.